Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. I'm Thomas Ford, CEO and cultural gatekeeper.
And I'm the conservator of Britney Spears, Levon Polinelli.
Together, we're the sexy brains behind Normal Place.
We're also escaped fugitives from the Ishimura Islands.
We thought we'd gather for a quiet little fireside chat to talk about all the cool things that your money did when you chose to support Normal Place.
We know your money is important to you. Your money is important to us, which is why it's ours now.
Cast your mind back to before these dark times when the only thing that idiots thought the vaccines could do was cause autism. They don't.
We initially planned for Normal Place to be a hub for web series where creatives could try out new ideas and concepts. We even caught the attention of one of the producers of Fight Club, a man who Tomás, still to this day, calls Fight Club.
Fight Club was really nice. He said we should go for all this funding, and it was a bit more like the Edward Norton version of Tyler Durden than the evil Brad Pitt one. I mean, I know they're the same thing, but different. They're different perspectives on the same kind of event. And he's not really even like the Edward Norton version at the end of the movie. It's more like him at the start, but more confident and less likely to be like a 4chan alt-right date rapist type. And anyway, he encouraged us to go for even more funding. And in that process, we were able to further shape this new concept for Normal Place and really crush ourselves under the boot heels of state and federal funding bodies.
But then The Rise of Skywalker was released, and the prophecy of the One was fulfilled, bringing about the beginning of the pandemic. We were unsure how Normal Place could fit into this new world order. In fact, it was when Tomás was fleeing a collapsing fringe festival in New Zealand in February 2020, and I was left waiting for an interminably long time in an airport car park to pick him up, that we realised a pivot could be in order.
So many of our friends in the arts were seeing their income evaporate before their eyes. Festivals were cancelled, live performance was cancelled, Louis C.K. was cancelled. And in that turmoil, we were sitting on a potential lifeline for artists. Everyone was sitting around talking mad, alpha dog game about how much money they were going to make, doing live streams on the internet, entertaining the public and stuff, but really no one had any idea how to do it. We realised that we could make Normal Place into something that took all the hassle out of that process and let our rad artist friends focus on being rad.
We crowdfunded the money to get going, around $10,000.
Plus another $10,000 from Creative Partnerships Australia, who also sent me on this fundraising junket in Melbourne where I got to sit in a corporate room for 2 days and learn all about philanthropy, and I came back completely buzzed on it and then realised on arrival in Perth that it just meant begging rich people for money, and I don't really like that.
Coming up next, Normal Place's live stream of the destruction of the Juukan Gorge.
Nah, we're the only arts organisation in Perth not funded by a resources company.
Yet.
Leave on!
Yet. Then we did stuff. Easter 2020 was our first weekend of content. A live variety extravaganza broadcast at quality levels that were barely contained by our internet bandwidth. Mac the Comedy Computer's Lockdown Spectacular. A live broadcast from strangely Doseburg in Washington State in some remote log cabin. We had poets in quarantine. We had it all.
Throughout the year we had several other short seasons. I did a show in a bathtub for an audience that were also in their bathtub, and Cameron Moore did her show Phone Whore about being a telephone sex worker, because we're cool like that. Melbourne's musical duo Pickup did a show where they sung mental health songs about Savage Garden, and it was good. It was a good time. We laughed a lot. We had so much fun. Leave on. Didn't we? Didn't we have so much fun?
Good times. But it hasn't all been laughter. There have been tears too. Like the night we all got blackout drunk in the Costco car park and did peyote, and performed a ceremony that Peter Dutton called a circle jerk.
We met some nice cops, and it led to the hatching of our most audacious plan. Melbourne Fringe was coming up, and they were planning to present a program of online shows. And we thought, could Normal Place present a program of 6 shows from Western Australian artists in a Perth building to a hibernating in a state of fear kind of Victoria? It was a big question. And the answer will shock you. We'll tell you in 5,
4,
3.
The answer was yes. We managed to secure funding, even after it was declined when the funding body said we forgot to include a vital piece of information, and we said, well, that vital piece of information is actually in the document called Vital Piece of Information. And they're like, oh, you did. And so they just gave us the money out of embarrassment.
We built a highly professional broadcast studio in a dinky little Northbridge art gallery, and we managed to bring our program to absolute tens of people. It was exhausting. It was exhilarating. It was also a couple of other words that start with E. Can you guess what they are?
And then our WordPress got hacked.
You make this sound like it was a bigger deal than it was, Levon. It was hacked after all of this stuff. And at that point, it was 2021. I was all like, I don't know what I'm doing. I probably have to get a job. I can't do all this kind of jumping around people and putting bags of carrots in my mouth shit. Anyway, I didn't know what I was doing. I was anxious all the time. It was a lot of...
It redirects to our Facebook page now.
And that's the first dot point in our project impact statement.
And now what?
Where do we go with normal place in an abnormal world?
We set it all on fire in a spectacular manner.
Well, yes. Despite everything being really expensive and us doing heaps and heaps of stuff, we somehow still have a bunch of money left. It's enough for us to do a cool thing, but not enough for us to buy a ticket for ourselves on Jeff Bezos' dick rocket. So, we are gonna help some people who might be in a bit of a pickle at the moment. Audiences and, I don't know, performers. The usual people, actually.
Pickles are solid.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Because East Coast of Australia is in lockdown. ABS statistics have shown that things peak in terms of lockdown depression on a Wednesday. I haven't looked, but they might. And a bunch of artists can't do live work, so they can't really get paid. So we will carry the burden of putting on a fortnightly live stream where everyone has a shit hot time. We're noble.
We'll be taking donations for Foodbank to help feed hungry people in Victoria and New South Wales.
Fact.
Whereas every other Wednesday, we'll be restreaming some of our favourite Normal Place shows.
I like charts. So here's a chart with our schedule.
The first restream is Jamie Mykaela's Daddy, where she both solves feminism and ruins all of your dad's favourite baby boomer songs over the course of an hour.
Every incarnation of my live stream in a bathtub, come have a bath with me, was a disaster technically, because Levon refused to get into the bathtub with me for some unknown reason. And it turns out that when you put electronics in there and you have to control them by themselves, sometimes they just go awry. Anyway, I'm going to get the bits that worked and I'm going to stretch them into an hour that kind of works. And we'll all watch that.
I will also be doing a show that will in no way be a shambolic destruction of our psyches.
One of our favourite live streams from Melbourne Fringe was by Jackson Canny, a child who is apparently allowed to vote now. And then, on December 1, we die.
We've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire. It's the shoulder of Orion. Chat windows that wouldn't close. Endless software crashes. All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Time to
die.
Time? No, it's done. Normal Place will die as it lived, as a live stream. Our final party live stream will be a celebration of everything we've ever done, a beautiful, bounteous feast of all the ways that we've failed to touch the zeitgeist.
It's our greatest hits, and it's all coming to you.
And then we die. We die happy, like French President Félix IV, who died in 1899 of a stroke while his lover was going down on him.
I'm not going down on you.
That's a detail. This is about the big picture, Levon. Hey, thank you for supporting Normal Place, coming to our quiz nights and doing the crowdfunding thing and donating and just watching stuff and just supporting it and all of that stuff. We know there are some outstanding crowdfunding rewards. We are aware of that, and we are sending those out, and we're facilitating a process by which you will receive all of those products in due course.
And like a palliative care nurse, I must gently tell you that it is time to say goodbye to your family members, because the breathing has gotten weird now.
Hold me. I feel cold.
I am not going down on you.